Hello. Because it's the weekend, here at Superstar Comedy, we know you've been boozing away all night, and therefore are sozzled out of your beans. So, here's the Henry Hound Am I Too Sloshed to Take It test. How many fingers am I holding up? Wrong! You failed, and must therefore change the channel immediately. Ever mindful of the expense of your license fee, BBC One has bought this bit of old cheap tet from Superstar Comedy. So, here in place of Strictly Come Dancing, we bring you Henry Hound's House Party. On the house party. It's difficult for a frog to swear, you know. He says everyone's a rogue maniac except for me. He even say that to you. Good evening, guests! Welcome to another Saturday evening round my house! And in case you were wondering about the opening sketch, we're not really on BBC One, you're still on Superstar Comedy. What an exciting week we have had in Scratchy Bottom because we had a fireworks night. And it was marvellous because everybody in the village came and the vicar splashed himself out on a whole box of fireworks. It made them a bit difficult to light, but there you go. And then there was a moment of drama in the village because a spark from the bonfire set fire to the poll tax office. So, I had to take command of things. I sauntered home, wrote a letter to the fire brigade. But of course it's time now to catch up with the news in Scratchy Bottom with the Scratchy Bottom Observer. 2 men have escaped from the Scratchy Bottom prison. The governor was quoted to have said, "I can't understand it. They were my best officers." And in the advertising column, there's this little advert: small passport for sale, owner going abroad. And then there was some sad news in the village because old Tom Bullcock, the Scratchy Bottom plumber, passed away. And there was great consternation at the funeral because the coffin was found to be empty, with a little note inside it saying that it would be round next Tuesday. But what shall we do now? Let's go and frighten some people in the blue tack tank. And here in this good old blue tack tank tonight, we have 2 unlikely rivals. Daniel Russell, who you may know as VHS and Story Uploader 89, and one of Brian the Bunny Rabbit's friends, Jackie the Lion. But who do you think should go in the tank? Well, here comes the voting screen. If you want Daniel Russell to get the gunge, then the number is 0898 800 311. But if you want Jackie the Lion to get the gunge, then the number is 0898 800 322. Cast your votes now! And we will come back to you a little bit later, but for now, I'm gonna open the cupboard! Now, people keep saying to me, I don't understand this bit of the show. Now, to tell you the truth, I don't either. But it's a good way to fill some minutes of the show, and it's also a good chance to meet the wonderful Prudence Prendergast, who plays the tunes. And I'll tell you something, she is actually qualified at organ playing. She spent 4 years at the Royal College of Music. Don't you mean music? No, Royal College of Music. It's in the script. Okay. Yeah, I did spend 4 years there at the Royal College of Music, but now they have contract cleaners. Right. Well, you go to your organ, and I'll introduce the guests. Okay, now for the guests. Over here we have Rosie the cat, who you may know from the Animal Crossing series of games, and her fiancé, if he can just come over here, who may remind you of a certain swashbuckling feline, Fernando. Now, according to what I've got down here, Rosie would love to meet Steve Wright. What's so special about Steve Wright? Well, I find him quite attractive. I'm sure you do. To tell you the truth, I used to have a crush on Anne Robinson. May seem strange now, but not when you're a puppy. Okay, on we go with the first tune. Prue, strike up the organ. I think the song is All You Have to Do Is Dream. All you have to do is dream it is. So, what's the prize? A pillow? Yes, a pillow belonging to Steve Wright. Prue, strike her up! The locomotion, one of my favourites. The locomotion it is, but what's the prize? I think it's a Hornby train set. I'll take that as an answer. Prue, strike her up if you please.
Faster, please.
Oh, I'm gonna have a guess on this one. Sisters? I'll take that as an answer. We could also have had sister, sister, sister. But anyway, what's the prize? A nun's veil? A nun's veil it is. Prue, strike her up!
She was afraid to come out.
Now that tune's gonna stay in my head forever. It's Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini. That's a mouthful. Correct, but what's the prize? Well, a bikini, of course. A bit of an unusual prize, I'll have to admit, but it is a bikini. Prue, the organ, if you please. You buzzed. What's the tune? It's Down Under, Cobber. Correct, so what prize would we be talking about here? A boomerang. Which is also the name of one of Aaron Mann's favourite channels. Prue, strike her up! Oh, and the prize was right, by the way.
Music, please.
If I had a hammer.
Oh, that's easy. It's If I Had a Hammer. Correct! So what would the prize be? A toolkit? Yes, it is a toolkit! And now that we've gathered all 6 clues, who do you think was singing in there? I think it was the blonde one off Neighbours, Mrs. Mangle. You ought to get out more. We're going with Mrs. Mangle from Neighbours, so now let's open the cupboard! And in this wonderful old cupboard tonight we have... Ooh. If it was Mrs. Mangle, then she must have regenerated into a flamingo. But in this case, it's not Mrs. Mangle. Come on down, you... one. Well, I'll be a sea monkey's uncle. It's Stacy the flamingo. How did you do that with two voices? It's a little thing called multi-track recording, darling. Mwah. I've gone bright red. I've been kissed by a flamingo. I will leave you there for now. But for now, this is rather embarrassing on live telly. Let's go back to the other room. Time now for a party piece, which I suppose you could call Scratchy Bottom's answer to the X Factor. This week, alongside the usual judges, we have a new judge, Arnold Schwarzenegger from the Scratchy Bottom Dance School, who always likes to throw out new talent. And I do mean throw up. This is somebody called Elizabeth Fitzgerald. I think that's her name. And never before have you seen a song and artiste so perfectly matched. So get out the popcorn and let's sit back and watch. I know I say this every week, but that was brilliant, even by Scratchy Bottom standards. And now let's see what the judges thought. Well, they did take part after all. Monica, of the vicar's wife, what do you think? I give her a standing ovation 10. Okay, now Vince, the manager of the pits. You know, I hear you study at the Royal College of Music, just like a fellow resident of Scratchy Bottom. I'm surprised why they kicked you out, so I'm giving you a 10. And finally, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Well, from all the talent I've seen come and go over the years, I can say this one was very, very different. It's a 9.9 from me. If you put a bit more effort into it, then I suppose I would have given you a 10, but that's the way of life. Just the cat, ladies and gentlemen. You know, some people say they should encourage fresh talent in Scratchy Bottom. They obviously haven't seen this lady. And... excuse me a moment. There's something we haven't heard in a while. The doorbell. I wonder who it is. Hello. Look, if this is about that gotcha from last series, sorry. Don't worry, I've forgotten about that. You know, Hound, we're still good friends, you and I. Are we really? Well, yeah. Remember that first day when I arrived at your house? How could I forget? Remember who it was who showed me where the peg was? Yeah, I don't remember that. Remember who had to hoist me up so I could reach it? But you're a bird. You could have just flown up there. Right. And who was it that took the dog out for a walk? You imbecile, I am a dog! Oh. So you are going to show that gotcha tape again? What? No! No. I wouldn't do that again. Good, because, let you in your little secret, Hound. At the end of this series, well, near the end of the series, me and the boys have got another surprise for you. You'll just have to wait. Another surprise, huh? That sounds intriguing. Can't wait to hear what it is. Anyway, after the break, we'll be seeing the kids in Wait Till I Get You Home. And could HTV be turning up at your place now that I've got rid of Steve Owls? There's only one way to find out. Don't go away!